Hello again and welcome back to the second segment of Possibilities, and I am Esther James bringing to you this special program every time, this time from NTR TV, a program channel to design your mindset into the possibilities of life. And for today, before the commercial break, we have a vibrant man who has had his own journey so far, a leader, and he has told us how he started his interest, where he is, and how things are going for him. As I told you before our commercial break, that on the second section we will talk about his mindset, leadership, challenges that comes along with being a leader, and how he sees possibilities in his life, and at last advices for you. So don't go anywhere, and welcome back to the second segment, Mr. Esther. It was a wonderful time, and at this point I would love to ask you, as a leader of an organization, leading different students from different countries, what motivates you?
I think the key to get yourself familiarized with different cultures is to learn them. You see, every student coming from international borders have their own means of living, and it is very different from Turkey. It can be very similar as well, but what I noticed was that they liked to be noticed. They liked their culture when it's being talked about, being learned. So I keep asking people about their cultures, about their language, how to use their language, and I most of the time use their language to greet them, to talk with them. So the key is to understand their background and cherish it, because once they're here, they may face certain cultural boundaries. But it is nice to remind that we are respectful to those boundaries. And once you're through with that, you have established yourself some personal connections. And then it's all better, because once you have established those connections, people really look forward to spending time with you and coming to your events. So as leaders, I think it is important to get yourself personalized with your audience. Maybe even if with not all of them, you can give the message that I am cherishing your culture, I am understanding your background and who you are here, and I am appreciating and I'm approaching it with kindness.
This is very great, because I love what you just said, especially when you say respect people's culture. I think when we accept other people's culture, when we try not to change them just because we have this culture, if we try to change people, it means life will not be as it's supposed to be. Because if we're all doing the same thing, then life will be boring, right? So it's just to accept. That's really wonderful insight, really. So how do you deal with the challenges, irrespective of some people would not want to accept this fact? How do you deal with challenges? What are the most challenging aspect of it as a leader?
The most challenging thing is speaking about the international students. Actually, their challenges are, much of an issue compared to ours. In Matthew, in ESN, we are used to, familiarizing ourselves with the students and easing their time of getting used to the country, but they may face some challenges in the country because. Usually because of communication. Most of them do not speak Turkish. Those who do, they speak a little, and people in Turkey may not communicate English as successfully compared to many other countries. So this is one of the major challenges, the lack of communication. And everything starts with that, actually. If you can't express yourself, if you can't understand what the person is trying to express to you, then you get panicked, then you lose control. At that point, we interfere. We're trying to translate as much as we can, not only in means of language, but also in means of culture. Because some of the features of the local people may seem different, compared to their local people. So we're trying to understand and fill the gap in perspective of both language and culture.
Yeah.
So that's also the challenge we're facing, because when we're trying to, adjust the people in the life of Turkey, we're seeing ourselves that it is quite difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, some people may not want to interfere with some cultures.
Yeah.
Some people may say wrong things about those cultures. Some people may have unreliable historical information about those cultures. And we're always trying to break those boundaries. We're always trying to break the prejudgmental thoughts and try to not inject, but try to introduce new school of thoughts, which include embracing those cultures and also accepting people as they are.
As they are. You sound like someone who has like you're 40, 50 years with so much experience of people. Really, I'm very impressed. And this brought me to this question: how was your childhood life like? Would you say Ersan of 5, 6, 7, 10 years old before, if you can remember, to the Ersan who happens to be this very intellectual and this leader with a number, it's like a leader of so many countries, because one person represents the whole country in another country, right? So what can you tell us about your childhood life?
So I always remember my childhood with a smile. I mean, I always liked being a child, and if I was given the opportunity to be a child once more, I would have taken it.
Wow.
So when I was a child, I grew up in this neighborhood which had a lot of trees, a lot of greenery, a lot of space for us children to play. I've had many friends. The only thing that I started school 1 year earlier than many of my friends. So my friends were 6 years old in the first grade, and I was 5 years old. And I believe this has resulted in an inferiority complex. I mean, I don't want to offend any psychologists because it's my definition.
Yeah.
But I always felt that I lacked some qualities because I was the smallest in every year. In my primary school, elementary school, I was seen as this small kid, like this little person who was, like the child of the family.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I feel you on that.
So this resulted in an inferiority complex. Like I thought I was not enough, not adequate.
Yeah.
And that resulted in something good. I began to improve myself, began to compensate this inferiority complex with other qualities.
That's great.
Such as expressing myself with music, expressing myself to other cultures with English, trying to establish new connections and in order to compensate my complex. So at this age, I can say that I have outpowered this complex, but growing up, it had been an obstacle. I didn't used to like my body. I was afraid of how I looked in the community. So, but then again, it kind of resulted in something good.
Something great.
Yeah. It resulted in me becoming who I am at
Who
this
you
point.
are, and now you're a great leader. I love that. Let me share a little bit with you about myself as well.
Sure.
I was a little girl amongst many. I remember they used to call me small. My brothers call me small. I have like 4 brothers, and they call me small or Chinese. When they say Chinese, it means I'm just straight. Like, I don't have a particular shape. I'm just, you understand? Not to offend anybody, but unfortunately, they said when people call you beauty, your brothers call you cow. It's normal like that. Brothers will never, until when you try to touch me, then you will know I am a queen to them. You understand?
Definitely.
But to come into your experience, I can really understand because I felt that as well, and I talk a lot. So most times I'm smallish, and then when I talk, people are like, shut up, with your mouth like a cover of Fanta, So, but then I'm not just talking just like that. I use that to pass a message with my talkative. You understand? And I had the most ugliest handwriting. My handwriting is so ugly that it made me feel I don't want to write. But then, even as that, I was the class rep, the class monitor for like 3 years during my high school, and see where I am right now. You
Definitely.
understand? So I must say you have a very great spirit, and I love the fact that you channeled whatever negativity, whatever way you felt and treated to who you are today. And that's the essence of this particular program, is to tell people that whatever challenges they go through, they can turn it around.
Definitely. I think, as you said, it is most important to turn your negativity into your weapon.
Yeah, into your weapon. If you should see Ersan in the mirror, what will you tell Ersan?
Like when I was younger?
Like, yeah, from everything you say, look at yourself in the mirror and say, what will be a message for you, to you?
Well, I would say not to wait and take the chances. Because in life, at every age, you are offered many possibilities. You can do so much. And yet, so many people, not only in Turkey, all around the world, so many people decide not to take the chances and to wait. But by waiting, we can achieve nowhere. I would advise myself to take the step into whatever it is. Like, let's say, for example, I have a crush. Okay, I would advise myself to
just speak
confess.
it out. Say it.
Yeah, speak it out. As let's say I want to enter to a course, learn a new thing. I would say just do it. But whatever you do, don't wait, because you have limited time.
Yeah.
And you will not be the same person tomorrow, or you weren't the same yesterday. So once you're yourself today, take the chance and don't wait a single second.
That's wonderful. How do you say possibilities? How does possibilities actually applies to you, to your life?
I think it is similar to not waiting philosophy. I think possibilities is only viable and eligible if the person sees it, if the person really wants it. So imagine like if you want to like buy a guitar, but the guitar is really expensive. You may not buy it, you may wait, but if you turn it into your passion, if you like really want to, if you feel like this will complete you, you will sacrifice. You will sacrifice from what you have gained. You will do extra jobs. You will sacrifice from your time, from your relationships maybe. But in the end, you will save enough money to buy the guitar. So the way I see possibilities, it depends on how much you want to reach them.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to like miss the life that you have, then possibilities is only one step ahead of you. Like as they say, starting is halfway through the finishing.
Through the finishing. You should come and take over this program. I'm telling you, you have a very good definition of this program. Really.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you on this program, and I'm hoping that someday, maybe 10 years, maybe 5 years later, we're going to come back here again. Or maybe next year, you never can tell, right?
Definitely.
So coming to end of this program, NTR TV broadcast 42 African countries. And you as a student of Metu University, a leader from ESN, what will be your appreciation, word of thanks or anything?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity, for this program, and thank you for kindness, for making this so much easier than I thought it would have been. And thank you for the NTR TV for making this possible for us to broadcast, and Metu, obviously, for being such like one of the best universities in my perspective, and ESN, of course, for introducing us to different cultures, different people, and lots of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, Esther and J. We're so excited
Thank
to
you.
have you and hoping to have you again next time. As I said, stay positive the way you are. Keep that vibes. Don't let it go. It looks good on you.
Thank you very
Looks
much.
really, really good on you. See you again next time. Hey, so we've come to the end of this program. Unfortunately, this is the time I don't want to go. But I will be back again next time and I will bring to us another great segment just like this one. I have learned something great from this young man, which is persistence, turning the things we think that is not so good to us, turning it around to that thing that makes us who we will be in the future, which is greatness, great leadership. Keep that vibes. Whatever thing you think is not so good, that thing you think is not like it's not bringing to you what exactly you want on the table, look deep into it. It may be that thing that will push you through forward. So keep watching Possibilities with Esther, because it's all about mindset, it's all about possibilities of life. And keep watching NTR TV. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platform. You can connect with me. You have something to discuss with me. Connect with me on Instagram at PristyJ16. See you again next time and have a great day.